How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So we had one heck of a day in the stock market today. The S&P 500 went up 1.2%. The Dow went up 1.5%. The NASDAQ 100 went up almost 1%. And the Russell went up, get this, almost 2%. So today we're going to break down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the market. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, smash the like button if you guys find value, and check out my Patreon if you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, private Discord access, plus more. All of that's on Patreon, link down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So like I said in the intro 30 seconds ago, we had a crazy day in the stock market today. We had a big rally, and as you all can see, SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, this ended up breaking out of not only the 50 SMA, it actually did that yesterday, but with today's rally, it broke out of the 180 SMA here on the 20-day chart. And now there's pretty much only one big resistance left before we're straight up back into bull mode, if you will. And that resistance is at 445, which I did cover in my previous video today. And 445 was support on the 10th of September, pretty much throughout the 17th of September. And we did see some selling pressure there when Power Hour started today. You guys can see that on the intraday chart. Actually, a little bit before Power Hour, it was at about 2 p.m. on the East Coast. That is where we did start selling off right around 445. So in the short term here, guys, I want to see 445 break, hence why I put my alert, you guessed it, at 445, right? And this rally makes sense. We covered in my video yesterday that the markets in general could take a sigh of relief, could breathe a little bit of fresh air now that we got the Fed meeting out of the way and there's nothing crazy in store. Well, I guess the Evergrande situation is a bit crazy over there in China. I'm not too sure if that's going to affect the situation we have over here in the U.S. markets. It very well could, considering the world is globalized at this point, but other than Evergrande, the markets could breathe a little bit right now, right? The Fed meeting's out of the way. We don't have anything for a couple of weeks. The next big thing is the CPI data, followed by the next Fed meeting where they could announce tapering. So I feel like the rally makes sense. You know, we called it out yesterday. We talked about it. And the fact that we rallied hard today, it completely makes sense today, to me, rather. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know down below. And again, when it comes to SPY, if we break 445, there could be a lot more upside there in the short term. And let's see how QQQ did. QQQ, just like SPY, is trading above both moving averages on this 20-day chart, but very similar to SPY, it's failing at the support level, which is now resistance from back in the middle of September, right? You guys can see 373, 375, roughly. That general area was support, you know, mid-September until we collapsed under it, which then it became resistance. So that is the next big sticking point on QQQ. So I'm going to put my alert at, let's say 370. Let's put it at 370, 350. That should be a good spot for the alert. 373.5. If we start breaking out of there, I think, actually, let me adjust that alert. Let me put it at 374. If we start breaking, excuse me, guys, 374, that is where I believe we could start seeing some headway on QQQ in the short term, maybe back up to the higher 370s. Let me take a sip of my water real quick, guys, here. Jeez, I have something in my throat right now. Anyway, 374. Watch out for QQQ. And as always, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you guys think this rally will continue? I'm actually leaning on the side of yes, it will continue in the short term here. Or do you think it's a bull trap? We're going to fall a bit lower. Let me know your thoughts. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe we do see a bull trap here, but I feel like there could be a little bit more green. That's just me being honest here. So let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to smash the like button if you guys are finding value in this video. And if you guys support the content that I'm putting up here, smashing the like button, subscribing, those are the easiest ways to just show support. And I really appreciate all you guys out there for tuning in. So let's talk about some stocks now. We had a couple that reported earnings today. Darden, they reported in the morning. I actually already saw their earnings report, but Nike and Costco, They reported just now about 30, 45 minutes ago, and I didn't see their earnings yet. So let's see right now, live reaction, what is going on with Nike and Costco. So NKE, oh, wow, that's actually a pretty big sell candle in the aftermarket, but it looks like we recovered. So let me pop that intraday up. Look at this. They reported earnings. The stock dropped to 152. Now we're back to 158, which is roughly where we closed today. So we got a sharp V-shaped recovery. So that begs the question, what did they report? So let's see that, guys. Live news. Okay. They did EPS of $1.16 versus $1.11, so they beat EPS. And sales, oh, there you go. Sales missed. $12.2 billion versus $12.46 billion estimated. And if you guys remember the previous earnings report for Nike, it was ridiculous. I mean, the stock, I haven't seen a rise like that from Nike in a while. The stock went from 130 to literally almost 160 in a day or two after that earnings report. And it went all the way to the mid-170s. Now it's clearly it's sold off a bit. It's down about 8-9%, almost in correction territory. So it would have to completely smash earnings out of the park, in my opinion, for the stock to see a rally past 175. And clearly they didn't smash earnings out of the park, and the stock's really not moving in either direction. And would I go long on this right now? Probably not, considering they missed revenue. And I'd want to see more about excuse me, guys, guidance and so forth, but I wouldn't necessarily go long. This, it's kind of risky in my opinion, but overall, stock's not going crazy in either direction right now. We're still in a downtrend, so keep that in mind, at least on the 4-hour from the beginning of August. You guys can see the downtrend. If I pop up the 20-day chart, clear downtrend. So, okay, maybe I would consider a short-term trade if it were to break the downtrend, but with that earnings miss, I'm not the biggest fan of this right now, and I think it could go lower. I mean, in fact, it already did go to 152, showing the downside momentum, and I'm scared that tomorrow, maybe next week, we could be going lower on this. So keep your eyes out on Nike for that exact reason, guys. And for Costco, let's see what's going on there. COST. Costco's holding an uptrend overall on the 4-hour chart. We're not seeing much movement. Actually, it's going up a little bit, but not anything crazy. You know, it closed at 452. Now it's up towards the 455 level. It did go to 458, but then it dropped to 455. So nothing crazy. Uptrends holding again, like I said, on the 4-hour chart, right around the 180 SMA at a higher low here. So let's see what they reported. Let's go to the live news tab together and dissect this. Well, at least dissect whatever they give us here on the live news tab. So, okay. EPS came in at 376. That's up from 313 year over year. I want to see the estimate for this quarter though. It's not showing that. Anyway, sales beat though. That's good. 61.44 billion versus 61.3 billion estimated. So they beat sales. EPS is up year over year. I'll take it. Not too bad. And this is a big stat right here. Q4 comps up 15.5% year over year. That's dang strong there, guys. Pretty good. And e-commerce sales up 11.2% year over year. I might be a little out of the loop here. I don't obviously, actually, you guys don't know that, so it's not obvious. I don't shop at Costco, so I might be out of the loop. But do people actually order online from Costco? That's pretty interesting. I figured if you're going to buy in bulk, you just go to the store and you buy it there, and then I guess not. I'm assuming people clearly order online for Costco. Let me know down below in the comments if anybody out there has done that. I'm sure somebody has done that. I've never done that, clearly. I just assume if you go to Costco, if you have a Costco membership, you're just going to go to the store. But I guess, hey, you can shop online these days. Who the heck doesn't do that? So, yeah, Costco, not too crazy here, movement in terms of price action. But I think this could be a long opportunity if it starts breaking back over 460, the 50 moving average resistance here. on the 4-hour chart. So I'm going to put an alert right there at $460 per share. And now let's talk about Darden. This is one that I already saw, Darden Restaurants, Inc. And this is one we covered recently. I told you all, look at Darden, wait for their earnings report. And the stock completely broke out today. It went up 6%. If I redraw the channel here, give me a second, guys. You can see it broke out of the channel. Clear-cut breakout. Now, is this an all-time high? I'm not sure, actually. Let me double-check for you all. Of course it is. What stock isn't at all-time highs? Look at that. All-time high was hit today. And you guys can see we were up even more earlier in the day. We were at 164. We ended up closing at 159. So let's break down their earnings. Let me pull up the live news tab. We got some good guidance as well from what I remember, and a stock buyback from Darden, which is great. So they did EPS. Where the heck is it here? There's a lot of info. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. EPS of $1.76 versus $1.65 estimated. Sales came in at $2.31 billion versus $2.24 billion estimated. So a double beat there. And they actually see full year sales guidance a bit higher than the estimate, which is a good sign. And that's for full year 2022. If you can see that here, guys. 9.4 to 9.6 billion is the estimate versus the 9.41 billion estimate from the analysts, so that's great. And they now see full year 2022 total sales growth versus pre-COVID of 7 to 9%. Not too bad there. And they're doing, like I said, a share buyback. They announced a $750 million share buyback authorization. And if you guys don't know, I'll tell you now, if you're a long-term investor in a company, you want them to be buying back shares. That is great, especially if the company isn't a huge growth giant. Sure, if they're growing a lot, smaller cap companies, which Darden really isn't in that scenario or that area. But if you're seeing a company issuing shares, a growing company, that's normal. You know, if they're issuing some shares every year, that's normal because they take that money and they go and grow the business. But a more mature business, think of, I don't want to say Apple, but Apple, I guess it is a little bit more mature, even though it's still growing a bit. They're buying back a lot of shares. That's why Warren Buffett likes Apple. And you have to realize whenever a company buys back shares and you're an owner of that company, your piece of the pie increases because the total outstanding shares out there, shares outstanding, becomes smaller. You right? And you owning shares already, you get more of the pie in that sense, if that makes any sense, right? So that's good. That's another reason why the stock's probably moving up. And it shows that management at least believes that the company itself is a little bit, maybe not undervalued, but hey, they're looking at the stock and they're like, okay, let's buy back some shares here. Why not? It's a pretty decent deal from their mind, I guess, right? So that's another good sign. But overall, yeah, watch out for that breakout on Darden, and that's a little bit of a side tangent on share buybacks. Palantir is also looking pretty good. We broke back over 27.30.50, which was resistance back in the end of June. Now we're testing the high point from the middle of September, a couple of days ago, about a week ago, when we hit 29, then we got rejected all the way back down to about 26.50. So now we're retesting it. I think if we break this point, which I think is possible, especially if the overall market momentum continues to be up, right? If we continue moving up, I think Palantir could take out $29.30 and then start moving maybe past $30-31, which was the sticking point back in February. And now we're talking about a move that could get us to the mid-high 30s in the next couple weeks / months. It's not going to happen overnight, guys. Don't get ahead of yourselves, right? And I'm talking to myself as well here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I think overall, once we start breaking back into 30, now we're talking about multi-month highs on Palantir. Momentum's going to kick back in my opinion, and we could start seeing a big move back up. So watch out for that. Ticker symbol PLTR. I probably should put an alert. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to put one. I'll probably put two here. One at $29.50, and then I'll put another alert maybe at $31. Yeah, 31 should be good. We'll put 2 alerts for that. Splunk, SPLK. We haven't talked about this one in a while. I can't even remember the last time. Half of you all probably weren't even watching my videos the last time we talked about it. And by the way, little bit of a little side question here. How long have you been watching my videos? I would love to know this. Very curious, to be honest. How long have you been watching my videos? Pause the video, drop a quick comment right now, let me know, and now let's talk about Splunk, SPLK. This went up 2% today. Clearly, it's above the main 180 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. It's looking pretty solid, breaking out of the overall downtrending channel as well on the 1-year chart. If you guys take a look, Splunk back about a year ago in October 2020 was $220 per share, and then it had a massive drop to 110. Pretty much lost half its value over the next 7 months after October 2020. And then it started gaining some steam again. July, June, August started kicking in. And then we started breaking out. Now we're seeing an overall golden cross on the yearly chart, holding both moving averages on this time frame as well. We're holding the uptrend at a higher low right now. We're down about $8 from the recent 160 high. Continuing the uptrend, like I said, I think this dip could be bought up. In fact, it looks like it already is being bought up. Like I said, the stock went up 2% today. It had a pretty good day yesterday and the day before that. And now I think if we start breaking 153, 154, right around this 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart and the high point from about a week ago, I think the stock's going to go back to 160 in the short term based on these technicals. So I'm going to put my alert at $154. We'll watch it from there. And at that point, like I said, 160, probably even higher. We're going to be breaking out on Splunk, in my personal opinion. So keep your eyes out on SPLK. CRM also just crushed it today, up over 7%. Uptrends continuing, moving above the moving averages. We also broke out of the high point from the end of August, early September as well, because they boosted their full-year sales guidance, their outlook. I keep telling you guys this. It's so important when you're looking at stocks to look at their guidance. If their guidance is crappy, if it's not as good as what was expected, there's a good chance the stock's not going to do good, for all the grammar Nazis out there. There's a good chance it's not going to do well in the short term. And if the guidance is great, there's a good chance it's going to do well in the short term, right? So, yeah, they boosted their full-year guidance. The stock's going bananas, up 7%. You guys can see full year 2022 sales guidance is looking to be 26.2, 26.4 billion versus the 26.3 billion. They also initiated full year 23 sales guidance of around 31, 32 billion. So they're guiding up. It's looking good. The stock's breaking out, and it's been a big slump in the past couple of months. Well, it's been recovering, but CRM was in a slump. If you guys look at the 3-year chart, it went from 284 down to about 200. It was very choppy in the 200s, low, mid 200s. Now we're finally starting to gain some steam, momentum, and I think it's ultimately going to break 280, 285, which was the high from August 2020, over a year ago at this point. So keep your eyes on CRM, guys. Just because it had a 7% day today, which is great, up almost $20, you might be thinking, oh, the rally's over. I don't know. I think over the next coming months, we could continue this rally and break out. Again, due to that sales guidance, and especially if they have a couple of good quarters in the next couple of quarters, it's going to be a green wave, in my opinion, on CRM. And the last one today is Marathon Oil, which we covered other oil stocks in my video from earlier today. Go check it out once you're done this video. Marathon Oil looks very strong. Inverse head and shoulder, left, head, right. Clear as day. It's moving above both moving averages as well. On the 4-hour, we're seeing a golden cross, and now we actually took out the high from, I believe, last week on the 15th, which was at about 1260, 1270. We took that high out today. We closed above it. I'm seeing momentum now up towards $14 on Marathon Oil. That is what I'm seeing right now, and you guys can see based on this oval, hey, that's the next gap to fill. That is where that right shoulder is most likely going. to complete, in my opinion. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, drop me a comment, and remember, I want to know, how long have you guys been watching my videos? Drop me a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And check out my Patreon if you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, plus more. All of that's on Patreon. Link down below. I'll catch you guys. Oh, wait. Before I do the outro, get your $30 from M1. Get your 2 stocks from Webull. Those are free down below. And that's it. I'll catch you all in the next video. Check it out. It's up here. The video from earlier. New stocks in that video that we didn't cover in this video. I'll catch you guys there. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out.